Yo, everyday superpower. We're gonna talk some game once again. We talk nonverbal communication here. We talk attraction, seduction, communication, and putting your best foot forward in this world. Okay. Links in the video description will take you not only to a YouTube playlist of mine, which will teach you the A to Z of body language. You'll also have the Patreon link where you will be able to join me in observing, deciphering, and translating dating body language in organic situations in real time. That information won't leave you. That's the real deal over there. I assure you. So, the game today, we're going to riff on an idea, yeah? Salespeople. What do? They sell products to people. Businesses, marketing, branding. What's the bottom line? Selling to people. Selling to you, potentially. Have you ever bought a product you've been sold to? All right. So, with that now being said, how do you turn you yourself, your character, your image, into a product that sells itself to those whom you want to buy? Make sense? If you want to be attractive to the women you want to find you attractive, how do you sell yourself to them people? Are they looking for a particular character? Are they looking for a particular image? Spirit, soul? All across the board, how can you stay honest to yourself, creating a better product that can market themselves better in the environment you wish to apply yourself? This doesn't strictly just work in relationships with women and whomever you may be sexually interested in. It also applies to friendships, it applies to job interviews. You need to sell yourself. You are a product, okay? When you perceive yourself as such and you start to think as others as consumers and you being an object that is to be sold to a consumer, you might start to apply yourself in a different sense and get out of your skin. We live inside our own heads, right? Our conscious is our own internal monologue. How about we stop internalizing and we start externalizing? How about we start looking at the world through the eyes of those whom we wish to look out of? Yeah, sure, I chose this t-shirt to wear today because I feel I look good in it, because I enjoy the way this t-shirt looks, because I chose this t-shirt. But another person is going to be stuck inside their head, too bothered about their own self, with their own principles, with their own projections of worth, and they might look at that t-shirt and you in that t-shirt and think, I don't care. Or that's ugly. You might actually be turning people off because you're too busy projecting yourself upon the world. What I've got is a list. Let me get it up. A list of sales principles, okay? Number one, do your research. Yeah? One of the essential principles of selling is that you should always be fully prepared for each conversation you have with a prospect. That means doing the proper research and planning every time and adding this to your sales process. This does not have to be mechanic, it does not have to be robotic. Doing your research could just be through pattern recognition. Doing your research could be through getting yourself out there on the dating field, getting yourself out there, networking, socializing, looking at people as they are, understanding people as they are, doing your depth of education through literature, through questions, self internal understanding, and so on and so forth. You can do your research wherever you are, but as long as you are genuinely interested, you will find answers, you will find progression, you will lubricate your communication with other people, you will become a better, more sellable product, a better person. Don't just talk, be an active listener. You have to understand what the person wants. Now, being an active listener doesn't necessarily exist purely within the oral realm. You can also visually understand. Let's listen through our eyes as well as our ears, okay? We are observing a person and we can read their body language, their responses, how they react to us through what we say, who we are, and so on and so forth. Traditional sales training often misses the fact that conversations need to go both ways, which means you need to listen, not just talk. When you go out on a date, yeah, I would say this outside of these sales principles, right? When you go on a date, allow 75% of the communication to be done from the woman's mouth, all right? And I'm speaking just for the men going out on dates with women in this particular part, because a woman is more conversational, full stop anyway. A woman is more verbal. What happens when women get together? They chatter, 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 chatter. When little girls get together, what do? They talk, they gossip. When boys get together, what do? They play games. They smash stuff. They construct stuff. They're more hands-on. Your general man is going to talk a lot less than the general woman. Okay? So allow the woman to speak. Listen to the woman. Understand the woman. Be ears for the woman. Because do you know how many dates, do you know how many conversations that women have been involved in as to where the man has just talked and talked and talked and talked and talked and talked and talked. Or all he does is mansplain. All he does is talk. All he does is talk about himself. He doesn't care about me. Listen. That's part of the sales process. If I want to sell shampoo to somebody who needs shampoo, yeah, I'm going to listen to find their needs. Yeah, if I'm selling gym memberships, I need to know why people are interested in the gym. Oh, well, I want to lose weight. All right, perfect. Let me lead you to the cardiovascular section so I can showcase the cardiovascular equipment as opposed to the weightlifting equipment. Oh, I was wondering if we could have access to the swimming pool. Unfortunately, we only have gym facilities here. So through listening, you've been able to give an answer, and from there we'll be able to know as to whether this relationship can continue or whether it's worth just leaving and moving on. You see where I'm coming from? So listen. I mean, I could do 100,000 different videos on the importance of listening. It's the most important thing. Lead with value and insight. So it states the strongest way to start your conversations with a new potential customer is by showing real insights into what they do, the challenges they face, and how you can help them solve these issues. So essentially, you are fulfilling a void. If you are going on a date with somebody with potential of establishing a relationship, whether that be platonic or romantic, what you're doing is showcasing your value in regards to what they need in their life. Oh, it's so nice to have someone who actually listens. Oh, you're so funny. I can't remember the last time somebody made me laugh. Or you fulfill my needs of a romantic partner. And on a deeper level, which we're not going to get into that depth of game right now, but absence of particular figures in their life that you showcase the characteristics of. And to ease in the depth of that statement, I'm gonna place that upon you. You as a person, right? You as a grown man. You might not be living at home no more. Your mother might have passed away, or your mother might be living elsewhere right now. So you don't have mother mothering you no more. Your inner child still screams for that. Your inner child might be fulfilled by receiving that from the woman you are going on a date with. Now, she might not feel interested in being your parent, don't get me wrong. She might be turned off by that. But she could portray herself as the caring, motherly type, fulfilling the needs that have once been but now gone in your life that made life ever so easier, regressing you to a more comfortable childlike state. And she can sell herself to you through that void that now exists within your psyche and your biology. But we'll leave that for another video, yeah? That's deep, isn't it? Next, we've got center on prospect, not your product. Focusing on your prospect rather than the product is similar to the last point, but is worth reiterating. Your prospect isn't interested in your product. The buyer is interested in how it can change their organization. All right? So that's saying, don't focus on you and who you are and your 10,000 benefits. Just focus on why they need you. Why do they need you? All right? And this is starting to sound very mechanical now, so I'm not going to emphasize on this point too much. It sort of really just re-emphasizes on the fact that you are fulfilling a space that they need fulfilling. Okay? Whether that be as deep as the depths of their childhood, which we spoke on, or whether that just quite simply is you have a set of characteristics that will just really emphasize and uplift their day-to-day in their life. They love you for what you can give to them through one way or another, whether it be a smile on their face or whether it be your functionality as a man, the material you can provide. You know, you have to work out, understand your highlights and what they're looking for, and understand that what you believe you can give might not be what they're looking for. Oh, I'm super rich, so I can just flash my cash and you'll fall into my arms. They might not be interested in that. When their father passes away, they might have a lot of money going their way. They're not fussed. They need something deeper than that. They need love. And you're not providing that because you're too busy showcasing what you think is worthwhile because you're too busy in your head and not theirs. All right? Tip number 7, nip potential issues in the bud. Understanding the principles of selling means understanding that not every prospect will have a straight line from start to close. Yes, a lot of it might be topsy-turvy. All right? Potential issues, understand that they have, some sort of mental issue that you might need to consider through one way or another. I mean, it's all mental issues one way or another, isn't it? It sounds extreme, but it is what it is. Do they have baggage? What baggage do they have? Will it be worthwhile you continuing on? All right? Do you want to find out 6 months down the line once you've established a bond and a foolproof connection with this person? Well, I say foolproof. Let's say an incredible tie psychologically with this person, which would be incredibly uncomfortable to detach from. Do you want to find out that her ex-partner's coming out of prison and he's an absolute madman? All right? Or do you want to clock onto that when she briefly speaks of her partner in a concerned tone and you've picked up on that given that you've learnt about nonverbal communication through this channel? Do you delve a little deeper? Do you indirectly sort of pat around that area to find out what information she's trying to give to you when referencing her ex-partner? Often there will be several issues or concerns that you'll need to address before you can make a successful sale. You'll need to anticipate these issues and deal with them early on rather than waiting for the prospect to bring them up. This also has relevance to a woman's shit testing, to sort of feel out your boundaries and perimeters, to know who you are as a person, how far you're going to go, whether she can manipulate you as to see through her experience with men in the past, whether you weigh up in comparison. We'll do a good in-depth video on shit testing coming up. All right. A new tip, sell yourself, not just your product. We'll bypass that. Who cares about that, right? We've spoken enough in regards to anything in regards to that. Maintain momentum with clear next steps. Your sales pipeline thrives on momentum, so it's essential to keep prospects moving along it rather than stalling and losing interest. There we go. All right, let's say you've met a woman off of Tinder. She's beautiful, she's amazing. You'd like to see her again. Don't let anybody snatch her up from making a great impact on that first date. All right? You don't need to rush into things in a desperate manner. But if things have gone well and you've read the room right and she's excited, arrange a second date ASAP. Next week, what are you doing next week? Would you like to continue things forward? Well, we spoke about how you were interested in bowling. Do you want to go bowling? I know, you know what I mean, bowling. What the hell? But you know what I mean. I say that as an example. Oh, you're a. I can't believe you're a bowling champion. Are you going to showcase me? Are you going to show me your abilities? I knew a girl. Yeah, she was amazing. Yeah, she smashed me on what is it? Mario racing. I don't know what you call it. You know what I mean? Mario Kart racing or whatever it was. She smashed me on it. We met out, we had drinks. She told me how good she was at it. That was the perfect excuse to get myself into her apartment. That was the perfect excuse for her to invite me to her apartment for us to continue on further. Yeah? How about I see you in a couple of weeks and you can show me how good you are at Mario Kart racing, right? Add your innuendos here, there, and anywhere, wherever you would want, as long as they're not creepy, right? Do you see where I'm coming from? There's an ulterior motive. You're both communicating in an indirect manner. It's not like you are enforcing yourself upon her, but you're asking clearly, can I come over? And she can say yes or no. And the thing is, if you've established so many yeses, which is the sales process, yes, 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 yes. Do you know when you're watching a YouTube channel and they say, oh, get your free marketing thing? You're agreeing by clicking that link, putting your email address into their website as to where they give you a free product. You've said yes, and then you've said yes, and then when they send you an email saying, here it is, by the way, you can get this other product, you might say yes again. They've given you value already for free, or at least that's how it's perceived. It's a lot easier to give that third yes than that initial first yes when they just say, buy my product. So, moving away from the list, on a side note, we want to talk about product development. Apple re-releases an iPhone every year, more or less. Last games console I owned was an Xbox 360. How many new Xboxes and games consoles have come out as of since? How many PlayStations have come out as of since? There's product development to ensure it's fresh, to ensure it's still exciting. If the PlayStation remained the PlayStation 2, whilst Xbox continued developing their brand and re-releasing, how many people would still be engaged and purchasing and investing within that brand? Not many in comparison, right? So you yourself, if you are to perceive yourself as a product in a broad market, you need to continue working on yourself, developing your brand, developing your product. Yeah? Creating yourself a more marketable product, creating yourself a more fulfilling product, a more sparkly product. Observe it how you will. Tip number whatever. Retaining customers is more important than obtaining them. Remember, once you've made a successful sale, your job is not over. You now have to work to keep your client happy, to keep them from buying from you and contributing towards your sales quota. Of course, once you've made a sale, you need to continue to retain that sale. It's retainment. If you were in a sales business, you might make a phone call to your customer every once in a while to ensure everything is correct and if you can help them with anything. In a relationship, it's different, but you need to feel out as to whether they are still satisfied with who you are and the product you have given them. You need to feel it out and ensure that you can retain your customer. And when you speak on retaining customers is more important than obtaining them, in a general seductive manner, you being able to keep multiple women interested through some means or another, spinning plates, you will create a magnetic pull as through each of these women, there will be a network and a society of such that will start to see you as appealing and attractive because more and more and more people will be doing so. So you will develop a reputation of being so. The sheep will follow, okay? You as a leader will generate followers through beautiful women. And the last principle is don't be afraid to give up. One of the essential principles of selling is to acknowledge that sometimes you won't be able to make a sale. Even the best salesperson can't guarantee a 100% success rate. Some prospects will inevitably go cold and you won't be able to close them. There you go. Simple. You just might not appeal to people. There's nothing wrong with that. Don't take it to heart. Understand that that's just the way it goes. And in all honesty, if you are in the dating market trying to find somebody who suits you for life, if not for the moment, it's inevitable that on your journey, unless it works for the first time and you stick with that for your entire life, it's going to fail at some point. But you pick your feet up and you continue on and you learn. And it becomes less painful each time. And you learn to love. And you learn to be a better person. And hopefully it doesn't allow you to go cold. All right? Because some people might develop a little bit of complex, but I hope you're smarter than that and you see things as they are and you're not too heavy on yourself. If you're knocking on doors all day as a salesperson, how many people are going to turn you down? But how many people are going to say yes? Not many, but when they do, you get a nice big commission, a smile on your face, and you develop momentum to carry on because you found out that it works, okay? I started this YouTube channel a couple of years ago now. I'm still doing it. How many views do you think my first video got? How many views do you think my second video got? How many views do you think this is going to get? Have a look at it now. It's not going to be many, but I bet you that it was more than when I first started. I bet overall I'm going to develop more people checking out my channel than when I first started because I've continued to move on forwards. And I assure you that this channel will be monetized in due time. I don't care how long it takes because I'm giving value and I know what I'm talking about. And I know that a person like me would find value in this. And through hearing others, I know that others find value in this. Through developing my brand, through understanding my brand, through catering my brand to the people who need it. Because I know this is information that fulfills a void that nobody else is offering. There's work to be done, yes. There's places I can improve, yes. But I also have to exist within the realms of my own comfort, and I shouldn't contort myself, such as you shouldn't contort and manipulate yourself into an uncomfortable position and an unnatural position by selling a product that is not real, by selling a shambles of a product. You don't want to go out there being somebody you're not. You dig? With all that being said, I'm going to sign out. Sign up to the Patreon. Link is in the video description. Peace.